Hi guys, welcome back to my video. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Nayanika and I hope you really enjoyed the little clip I added in the beginning. It's basically me, devoting 2 hours in the morning to myself, to my hobbies before I get to work. So yeah, in this video I will basically be talking about the books I read and acquired in January. So my wrap up and my haul all together in one. I had a lot of fun also, decorating my journal for this year. So as you can see, I have done my wrap up page, but I also ended up doing a haul page right here. I'll talk about my haul books as well, but first we will start by talking about all the 5 books I read in January. So I think reading 5 books was great for me in terms of quality, which is one of the goals I want to pursue this year. Read more in terms of quality and less in terms of quantity. So I think among all of these 5 books, I really enjoyed all and kind of enjoyed one, but overall it was great. And I also have to say that I did good considering how busy January was. I was traveling a lot, I had to attend a few functions, I was meeting a lot of people. So yeah, January was very hectic, but I did good. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive right in and I'll share about all the 5 books I read in this month. So yeah, grab your cup of tea or coffee. For me it's green tea. I'm trying to be healthy this year, and we will start talking about all the books I read in the chronological order, that is the order in which I read and finished them. So first I read this book called Terminal 3 by Dabasmita Dasgupta. This is a graphic novel that takes place mostly in the Indira Gandhi National Airport in Delhi as well as in Kashmir. I really like this book. Firstly, the art style, it has a lot of reds and maroons and very dark colors, as you can see right here, and I think I personally really liked it. This is about this girl Kwab, I think her name was, yeah, Kwab Nazir, and she is an athlete, and it shows her struggles as she tries to pursue her dreams in a society that is not as acceptable of a girl pursuing such physical demanding job, let's say, and all the issues that she has to face as a resident, as a civilian living in Kashmir, who's caught between the two sides, the government, the extremists, and all of that. We see her relationships with her friends, how the situation, political turmoil is affecting her everyday life and everything. This was really good. It showed a lot of the political angle. It showed a lot of the way life nurtures and life goes on despite all of that in such areas. And it also helped me understand a bit more about the situation there, which of course is a bit different now, considering this is set in 2019, the story August 2019. So yeah, really good book, and it's quite short also, considering it's a graphic novel. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. Then, since it was the beginning of the month and I was traveling and attending my friend's engagement and all the all the to-do functions and everything, as you know, that come along with an Indian wedding, I knew that I could not read something very heavy, and so I was turning more and more to graphic novels. That is why after Terminal 3, I picked up another graphic novel. This is The Hotel at the End of the World by Parismita Singh. Now this is a little kind of restaurant that is located at the end of the world. It is set mostly in Northeast India, and it shows some various different characters, a cast of different characters, and through all of their different stories sheds light on the different situations that is going on in Northeast India. There is stories about these 2 people trying to run to China. Then there is a story about this young girl whose father turns into a death god, I think, Yamdud, basically at night. So yeah, really interesting. Wonderful. I think this draws a lot from oral storytelling and folk tales, and the way it is told is very interesting. The art style is very I don't know actually how to describe it because I'm not an art student, but it's firstly black and white. It's very, to me it seems very brutalist because of the color scheme, and at the same time there is so much detail. For instance, I'm not sure if you can see it in this picture of a market scene. It is so detailed in the way it's portrayed. So I don't know how to describe it. If you are knowledgeable about art styles, then definitely do let me know. But I think this was a great book. You could say it's a collection of short stories in a graphic novel format. I really, really enjoyed it, and it was, I just flew through it. There are 5 stories, I think, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, really, really interesting. And I also rated it 3 out of 5 stars. Then I was in the mood for some mystery, and I decided to read the Inheritance Games series. The first book is the Inheritance Games. I've actually already read it in, I think, last year or a couple of years ago, and I really enjoyed it. But I knew that since this is a trilogy and they're all related, and it's basically in the mystery genre, there are some things that are revealed in the first book and there are some things that are revealed in the second book. So I knew that I had forgotten a lot of the first book. That is why I ended up reading the first book as well, which is the Inheritance Games. I cannot say a lot about book 2 without giving away spoilers, or even revealing the basic story, or I don't know, it might be confusing to you. So all I'm going to say is that the premise of this series is that there is this ordinary girl, Avery Kylie Grams, and suddenly overnight she becomes a billionaire because this really old guy, who is a huge, he's a big, I don't know why I'm saying this, but he's a billionaire, and he suddenly dies, and he bequeaths all of his, I think, $46 billion to this nameless girl who, nobody in the family knows, and everything. So suddenly she is the owner of so many things, and she's from a very poor, unprivileged background. So suddenly she's thrust into the limelight as well, because the world wants to know, why is she getting so much money? Who is she? And we see all of the tension between her and the other family members of this family, who have been majorly left out of the will. They're not getting a lot, basically. So it's very, very interesting to see her dynamics with the family, with all the conditions that they have to meet living in this mansion, her relationships with these 4 grandsons of the guy who died, which is all very, very interesting. Book 2 also carries it on, the mystery. Who is she? Why was she chosen by their grandfather to get all the money instead of these people? There are also budding relationships, and there are sort of love triangles happening, so that's interesting. There's a lot of mystery. There's a lot of side characters as well who are just as interesting. I think that the first 2 books kind of wrap it up, because for now I'm done with these 2 books. I will probably read the 3rd book very, very soon, maybe next month. Not immediately, when I'm in the mood for mystery and crime, and not crime or thriller, but mostly mystery. When I'm in the mood for that next, this is the series that I'm going to get to. So I ended up reading both of these books, part 1 and part 2, 4 out of 5 stars. Then the last book that I read was actually on Kindle Unlimited, and it is Mine for a Moment by Katharina Mora. Now, unfortunately, I did not enjoy this book at all. I ended up rating it 2 stars. Basically, it's a brother's best friend kind of romance. It was very unfortunate because I do enjoy Katharina Mora's book. I have read the Windsor series, which is a series of interconnected standalones. Each book is about one Windsor sibling. So I've read it and I've enjoyed it a lot. But unfortunately, this book was not for me. It's very kind of, even though she does build it up a bit, it still felt very insta love to me, and everything happens very suddenly, and it's just weird. It didn't seem natural to me. So yeah, that's why I rated it 2 out of 5 stars. Again, I understand that as booktubers or bookstagrammers, we share books with you all, and sometimes you take the recommendation, sometimes you do not, and then read or don't read a book accordingly. But at the end of the day, I will say that everything is very subjective. So even if I say that I don't enjoy a book, I would still recommend that you actually read the synopsis and pick it up if you like it. If you like the synopsis, I mean, give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? You'll DNF it, you'll hate it, but it's always better to give it a try yourself, no matter what bookstagrammers or booktubers say. So yeah, give it a try for yourself, and yeah. So when it comes to book hauls, I ended up buying also 4 books. The first 4 books that I bought at the Assam book fair, which was happening in January from around 2nd to 9th Feb or something like that. January, sorry, not Feb. And I was there at the time, and I obviously had to go there because I was in Assam back then. And I ended up buying 4 books this time. I have to say that I did not find the collection very good this time, and so I dedicated myself more towards the short story collections and a classic. So without further ado, let me show you the books. The first book that I got is a Kappa classic version of The Little Prince, which is a classic. Everybody seems to have read it. I haven't, which is a shame. And I intend to correct that this year. This is on my TBR as well, a book that I really want to get to this year. No excuses. So this is that book. I got this one. Then I also got these 2 anthologies from B Books. Both are anthologies of 20 stories each. First one is the horror version, and the second one is dark fantasy. So I'm really excited to read these 2 books and see for myself. I personally really enjoy reading short stories and collections, and in my busy life with work and everything, I work as an editor, and so I'm reading the whole day basically. Sometimes I want to read something short that I know is short and light. These are not light, but these are definitely short. So some nights I will feel happy that I have something to read without feeling like, oh, I need to finish this book before I sleep, or one more chapter. These stories are complete in themselves, so I can just read 1 chapter and still feel good and sleep. Otherwise, when I'm reading a book and it's late, I already started late, I feel like I should read one more chapter, and then it's the morning and my whole sleeping schedule gets messed up, and I don't really want that this year. What, as I'm growing old, I'm gonna be mature about all these things. But yeah, I'm really excited to read these 2 books. And lastly, I also got this Sahitya Academy's Contemporary Indian Short Stories Series 3. Unfortunately, Series 1 and 2 were not there. If they were, I definitely would have. But this is a brilliant collection of Indian short stories. And I think there are stories from Assam, so like stories which have been translated from languages like Assamese, Bengali, Dogri. We have an English story as well, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Malayalam, and Manipuri. We've also got Marathi, Odia, Punjabi, Rajasthani, Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu. Yeah. So those are all the all the different stories from different languages across India. Really good collection, I think, already. So yeah, I really wish I could have gotten book 1 and 2 actually, but I did not. So yeah. Those are all the 4 books I got in the Assam book fair. I also got one more book, which is actually this one, The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is book 3 in the Inheritance Games trilogy. When I was reading book 1, I realized how much I had enjoyed it the first time and this time as well. So I knew that I would continue the series. Then I read book 2, which was a gift, and that's why I already had that. So I read that book. And while I was reading it, I think I ordered it. Oh, did I order it when I was reading book 1? I'm not sure, but I ordered it sometime like that. But then I saw that those 2 books kind of wrap up a bit of the mystery. So for now, I'm done, but I'm definitely getting to this book very soon. So guys, that's it. Those were all the books that I read / bought or acquired in January. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you again very soon with my February books. So until then, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye. I forgot to drink my tea, and I'm afraid it's a bit cold now, but we'll make do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. I talk about books, I share my journal videos, and if you're more active on Instagram, you can check out my profile, my page on Instagram as well. I'm Pretty Little Bibliophile there as well. And yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna say goodbye and hope you have a great day or night ahead wherever you are. Bye.